G'day, it's Robbie again. Well, I've been out shopping this morning and I bought another welder. Yep, got this one off a Gumtree. $10. He wanted 15 and I got it for 10. It's an old Lincoln jet welder, 130 amp. And you think, well, why the hell would you want a welder for $10? An old AC welder. So you know, totally lost it, Rob. Nope, there's method in my madness. Look closely, that welder's got some nice cables on it, and that's exactly what I want for that little inverter welder I got. So rather than use my big heavy Siemens jobs, I can get some lighter ones, good long ones, for $10. Now if you go and buy those from a shop, you're going to pay a lot more than $10, brother, believe me. And we get to scrap the old welder, and there's probably some copper in it, being an old Lincoln. So yeah, that's the way to get your cables. Yeah, here's a closer look at the old girl. This one's probably 50 years old at least. At 25% duty cycle. Not bad. 45 to 130 amps. 25 is pretty normal for a decent sort of welder. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to gut this thing and make up some decent cables. So here's the new baby here. The Lincoln. This guy actually lived in Lincoln Street. Can you believe that? And it's a Lincoln welder for Lincoln Street. Amazing. Here we have the 4-coil Peerless, the old AC welder. The used well, which I'm keeping. And that last welder I reviewed, which welded really, really good, but had a pretty weak duty cycle. So we'll take the cables off of this, and we'll put them on this, or maybe this, or maybe this. So I'll set these up with the DINS connectors on it, rather than the tab cables I've got, which originally came off of here. And that way I can have whatever set of cables I want to use. So these look pretty good and heavy. I think they should fit, hopefully, the 9mm core the tins take. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be good, actually. So let's get to it. The cables are great. The ground is 5.5 meters, and the electrode lead is 8.5 meters. Really good diameter, good heavy stuff. Not as heavy as my Siemens cables, but this is a really good gauge cable. It's got an earth clamp, which I suppose it's alright. I'll put a better one on. I use a screw down on my Siemens cables. They're good, they bite in nicely. You can punch through the rust with them. But this is a pretty crappy setup, really. Look at that, it's not a very good junction on it. It needs something better, really. So yeah, I'll probably just use a spring-loaded one with copper jaws. The hand pieces, one of those old style. I've seen better days. I've got a couple of this style. And I like the twist grip ones myself, but I haven't got a spare twist grip. So I'll use one of my squeeze type ones, you know. But yeah, how's that for $10, eh? And there's probably some copper in the old welder as well. We won't know until we open her up. I'm going to junk it. I won't even bother trying to fire it up. The guy said it works, and I don't doubt it does, but it's the old switchable one using tapped transformers. It just shows you how far we've come with welders. I don't see any nicks or burn throughs in these cables, so they look pretty good. So if you're the type of person that likes everything squeaky clean, all you can do is run a petrol rag over these and they'll come up as good as brand new. Those cables actually look younger than the welder. They might have been replaced at some stage. Maybe not, hard to tell, but they certainly are in good condition. Also, when you do buy second-hand welders, check the cables for flexibility. You can buy cheaper grade cables which don't have as many strands in the core, and they'll be stiff and ratchet to use. You want something that's very flexible. This is perfect. This is proper welding cable, but I have seen people use, you know, cable that's really meant for earth leads on vehicles and things. You know, they're meant to be in a fixed position, whereas this is meant to be flexible, and you can drag it around and wind it up and do the job. So check the flexibility. Let's see what we've got in the way of cable core diameter. So how big is the ground cable core? 7.5 mil. That's as good as you could hope for. That's perfecto. Very expensive to buy stuff like this. And the electrode leads, it looks to be either slightly heavier insulation or slightly heavier core again. So both of these cables are going to be brilliantly good. The way to go. And as well as the long welding leads, which caught my eye with this welder, good heavy ones, you've also got a big long power cable that would make a good extension lead. So yeah, once again, there's more value for your money. Certainly if you were to buy that and these welding cables new, you'd be up for an arm and a leg, and probably someone else's leg as well. So yeah, this is the way to do it. Buy cheap, but buy carefully. In the next video, we open the jet welder up and see what's inside. So, see you then. Cheers.